Selflessness is not just about giving and your resources. Sometimes it is patience, compassion, being present.
I don't think that would be selfless.
Remember the time we spent there, there was a particular child that just kept holding my hand. I think the world was perfect, but it had so many things like going on.
Are you about to cry? Hey guys, and welcome to the Selfless Series. I'm so excited. This is a podcast that takes you behind the scenes of the Selfless Hearts Foundation.
Okay, in today's kickoff episode, we're talking about moments and stories that have shaped the foundation into what it is today. Lessons in selflessness. So to start proper, I'm going to be using it to the first question.
Thank you. My first question goes to Chelsea. So Chelsea, tell us, what was that moment that really taught you the meaning of selflessness?
So the question is actually kind of tricky because I don't think there's one moment in particular that taught me rather the meaning of selflessness. I think it has just been different moments, different encounter with people, different conversations I've had with people that have taught me like what selflessness truly means. I remember I think it all really started with my dad, telling me about, selflessness, actually teaching me selflessness through what I saw, the way he related with people, the way he handled family, extended family, always accommodating, giving. And also, the way I was brought up, that's for my faith, always doing giving in our city. There's one selfless after the other. And then one day I was like, Chelsea, why didn't you start a selfless thing? And that in itself was not even just what made me realize selflessness, because we're all growing, right? Different things will culminate to seeing what selflessness really means. And then the more we went out for projects, the more I saw the impact, the more I engaged with people. Just different things will just make you understand the values, not just the meaning, because you can know the meaning of something but not truly appreciate what it means. So I think that it's so many things that makes me understand selflessness.
Yeah, so that's like a series of events.
Exactly, absolutely.
And this has reminded me what selflessness is all about. It's about contributing to something bigger than yourself without
Exactly.
expecting something in
In
return.
return.
And that is what life is really all about in general.
All right, so now I have a question for Chelsea again. So all these series of events, these moments, how has that shaped the work we do in the foundation?
Absolutely. I think, like I said, everything leads to something because of, all the things that we've done, the mindset that we have, the way we speak to each other, the way we speak to people. All these little things have kind of shaped, so when you grow, when you start something, it's in phases, yeah. It's not always something fixed that sets in motion. But even like, because I always say that the Selfless Heart was not planned to be a foundation. It just happened to, people just say, oh, I'd like to join. I'm like, I'm just trying to make a difference. But from little acts of selflessness have kind of shaped our foundation until we now start growing and having a structure and having like, okay, this is what we want to do. This is how we'd like to focus. Until now, I'd like to say that we are still growing and we're still expanding. And yes, I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, on that note, this has really like made me look more into our mission statement, which is like raising leaders that have selflessness at their core value. And that's like every time we go out to carry out the selfless, but we also like make sure that they see what we do, so they can do to the next person. Yeah. So
yeah, it's definitely like giving back so that other people. So like, I always tell people that we're for youth, by youth, out of youth. So we want to help people. We are young people as well. We also want to tell people this is what we're doing and you can also be a part of. That's why when we go for a project, we always say, we're young too, we like to tell them that. Yeah, just to make them that you can start making a difference no matter your age, no matter where you're from. So I think I should ask the next question because here that will value me with questions. And like my question, actually wrote it down. So this one is for Ope. I think this question is very important to me. And I just feel like you'd be somebody that could answer this question well, because Opa is an OG member. So when I say OG member, OG is an original guy, because he's been there from the beginning. Like from the first book drive we ever had in 2018. So these are people that will stand by you, like loyalists. And he has been dedicated from the beginning. Like he hardly misses project. So big ups to pray. Woo! And so I want to ask you, so in all this selfless arts and projects, everything, you've been there for most of them. What can you say is your most humbling experience, in any of the projects or in any of our experiences?
Okay, so over the years of being a Selfless Hearts Foundation member, there have been so many unbearable experiences, but one really stood out for me, which was the first time we went to an hospice in Sule. Like, not really prepared me for that emotional moment of seeing kids with hydrocephalus, and it had so many conditions, and there was still so much courage and joy on their faces. And by the time we spent there was a particular child that just kept holding my hand as if the world was perfect, but it had so many things like going on. But that really made me like look into
Are you about to cry?
that really made me like look into my life and how much we take for granted, like the comfort, the ability to dream, the lifestyle that we have, and it really, really, really like humbled me. Like, oh, this is life, and there are people are going through a lot, and there's so much we can do. Selflessness is not just about just giving and your resources. Sometimes it is patience, compassion.
Right.
Yes, like being present. That's that one moment really.
I feel like that place holds so many memories even for me because that was how I started. Like despite fact, but like, oh, my dad's like encouraging me do this for others. So I never really knew how to. You could have passion for some people, you don't know how to start and how to just jump into it. And I remember I said by volunteering there, that's why I was like, guys, we have to go back to where it started from. You need to see the need because I always tell people that if you want to really make a difference, you need to be out on the field. By the time you see the way people are suffering in quotes or their conditions, you start to understand that you are more grateful. And it's so refreshing that you have the same mindset that I had because when I got there, another thing I was remembering, these people, they are going through loads. Why are they so happy? It was really their happiness that, it's really emotional. Like, you feel like they'll be like, auntie, and you know that thing, they make you feel like they're the best thing that could ever happen. Like, holding your hands, calling you auntie, and all those things. Like, you'll see me from afar, they'll start running. So I feel so loved and appreciated and wanted. So, I mean, it's really stuff like that that makes what we do. Like, it makes us feel like, yeah, we're doing something right.
It's just that little act of kindness goes a long way. Very important. It can change.
I can also share like a very short story of mine, like something moment. So I like we all have clothes that sometimes we don't wear, just inside. And when it was that December Christmas we did.
Selfless Christmas.
Yes, Selfless Christmas. Thank you. So we're like, okay, let's bring out clothes to give out to people that don't have what to wear this Christmas. I was like, okay. I brought out like my clothes. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to give. And then when we got there, I saw how excited people were to like take something that you feel like I don't mean that anymore. Like children were so excited. They were like, they were dancing. It was so fun. Like I was moved to tears that they actually cried. But I was trying to hide my
I think that there hasn't been a project. It could be really stressful. I won't like it can be planning for those of us that are involved in the planning. But they have planning and being there, a lot of things. Although we have fun because it's us, we have it, but it's still a lot of hard work. So one of the most fulfilling things about that is always the project itself, the D-Day. Even though sometimes on the day I'm like, I'm stressing about like, is this part? And then all my guys are like, Chelsea, calm down. I think that that's another thing. The Selfless Hearts is such a family. I don't even know that. I feel like God gifted me. They're like my family. So everyone's like, Chelsea, calm down. Don't worry, calm down. Like, I'm trying, but I'm always trying to think of something that we could have. And they're like, calm down, And then on the day, it's always so perfect. It's fulfilling. That's exactly what it is. It gives you, you are not really living your life until you start living for other people.
Yes.
Because some people have no sense of fulfillment. They've never experienced this joy that only you. Like, it's from inside. Knowing that somebody sees you as like a superhero or something. When people turn around and say, auntie, come and see me, and you're like smiling like, yeah. So even the project, I can really relate. And like, you see mature people, grateful. Like, just to like, I know this was your question, but I feel like we've all had like humbling moments. I think another one that made me literally break down was when we were still doing book drive. And then I went to see a particular principal about telling her, oh, we want to donate books and everything like that. And she was saying, and then I didn't really understand. I thought we were just helping, which is calm. I never knew it was that deep. Do you understand? And this woman was like, you don't know what you have done. I just how you don't know what you have done. And I was like, thank you. And she's like, when she was young, she didn't have books, she didn't, and most of these children here, they are cultists, they didn't have books, by giving them hope, blah, blah. And she has a particular student that she adopted, that this child, and most of these students, they go to the houses of rich people. And they have, we have dustbins outside your house. Some houses have like a big dustbin. They go, so sorry about that. They'll go through the bin and get books. I'm like, I don't understand, like educational books. That she's like, yes, they cannot afford it, and they beat them for not getting books. But that's how some Nigeria public schools work. Is like, you need to buy this book, and the only way they know they can get them to comply is by flogging them or sending them out so that they can go and tell their parents, if you don't buy this book for me, they really can't. Like, it's a money thing. If you can't afford it, you can't afford it. And when she was saying this one said praying for me. She was praying and praying that I will what I'm doing for them. I was crying. Like, even in her office, I was like, I was crying those, those things that, like, she said, you don't know. And I'm like, no, it's just books. These are things that some of us were privileged to get. When you resume a new term, you'll just come back. These are your exactly your school fees. You mix on your table, and then after you just you trade it away. You don't even have to pass it down to your younger sister because they too they make the same thing. So many humbling moments, so many. Is it when we go for like outreaches? I feel like those community outreaches in itself are like, guys, there's a lot. You can't say all. I mean,
Yeah, this really shows how important what we do at Selfless Hearts Foundation.
very.
So we've been going on and on about selflessness and all. So this question goes for you, Christiana.
All right.
Do you think that selflessness is a skill or a trait that someone can develop, or is innate, or someone is like born with selflessness?
I think selflessness is definitely something that you can learn to be. Like, it's a trait you can adopt, because when we do what we do, we post on social media, we put it out there for people to see. It's to encourage other people to do. Even if they don't have, they can't start like something very, they can do like the people they see it around, like, they can just do it in their own little way. So I feel like it is something that I've watched some videos online that I would just start crying when I see them helping people. You see people in houses that there's like dirty water they are living in. Like, I feel like it's something that can be picked up.
Absolutely, I totally agree with what she just said. Because I don't think I was selfless. I always some people say, "Oh, mama selfless," and I'm like, me? No, not me. Because growing up, I always had my things like this. I was the kind of person that would arrange everything down to my own design. I see, touch it, I will know. I'm like, who did this? I'm like, no, I left it here on this spot. And like, nobody touched it. I'm like, no, somebody doesn't. I was like, okay, I touched it. Why did you touch my? So. But growing up, like I said, in the beginning, we were asking question about, how that selflessness, and I was talking about how things that I saw my parents, in church, just little things that add up to what we do. So I feel like it's something that you learn. Your association, and the more I kept doing acts of selflessness, the more it gave me a sense of fulfillment, and the more I now think that, people can now call me selfless. I feel like I have work to now end that, because it now started to affect my person. So I wasn't that kind of person that'll be holding on to anything. I want to share, I want to give. If I have something, I want to give it out, because I know if it makes other people happy, that's my joy.
No, there's something that they say, like, the more you stress a muscle, the more it becomes stronger. So so
I think I need to go to the gym.
so when you put yourself in someone's shoes, the compassion just like it just comes. It's just like an altruism. Like, you just find yourself like doing it. Yeah, I think that's can be developed. Yeah.
So you heard it, guys. Selflessness definitely can be developed. So do acts of selflessness so that you can be selfless. So we're going to be doing a selfless rapid fire. Sapphire came up with this, and I was just like, for those of you that know Nigerians, I mean, it's like, basically, that's it. That's to break it down to Ebola. It's like, it's given, right? So we're going to do a selfless rapid fire right now. Okay, so name one act of selflessness that somebody can do today.
Okay, so something simple. You can just open the door for someone. You can compliment someone, like they doesn't think, oh, Taylor, you're beautiful today. I like, stop it.
That's true. I think it makes a difference.
Yeah, you can pay for someone's transport, get someone maybe lunch, dinner.
So what would I say? What we are saying? Okay, what can you do? I would say you could like go around like your area, like your streets, and maybe people that serve in one way, maybe organizer, the malam say buy and actually buy them, or buy something from them and tell them to keep the change. I think that would really make people. And about this transport thing that you said, I think it's very important that we form the habit of actually doing that. Some people you see, so you just throw your face away like, you don't want them to do that. You do something. Your mind, you're like, I'm doing that. Pray for me. Then I think selflessness, like what person in the beginning is, there's a thing we see in church: Jesus first, yourself last, or that's in between. And because this world has now normalized, every man for himself. I know saying anybody papa is me. But that's not life. I remember one of our partners was saying something about how he entered this is someone that now has like cars and jets and everything. He was saying that when he entered like a public transport with somebody, he heard like God's voice tell him to pay for that person's transport fare. And he did, and God's voice still told him that you just paid for your first car. Wow. And obviously that first car doesn't mean he paid for that he will get money, but that means somebody is saying he did it in that way. Exactly. So I think it's very important that we always be intentional about doing acts of service. So we've come to the end of this episode. And I had a fantastic time. How about you guys?
Wonderful time. I will do it again.
Love to hear. And I didn't realize you are so passionate. Like I was almost tearing at the time when I was talking. I hope you said was talking. I saw that I didn't be watching. I'm like, ooh. So yeah, I think that this is it, guys. I really had a wonderful time, and I hope to see you guys next episode.
Sure. Selflessness is a journey, and this is just the beginning.
Absolutely. And I'd love to see you guys in the next episode. You don't want to miss it. We're going to go into a deep dive into the life as a selfless heart member.
Okay, so make sure you like.
Don't forget to comment.
And click the subscribe button below. Also, share with your friends. Absolutely. Share with your friends. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this podcast. Bye.